You believe that always being the agreeable one, the helper, the readily available friend, is the path to being cherished. You imagine that your endless generosity is building a fortress of appreciation around you. But what if I told you that the very acts you think make you valuable are, in fact, silently eroding your worth in the eyes of others? The brutal truth, one that will likely shatter your carefully constructed worldview, is this. The more you give without boundaries, the less respect you command. You are, every single day, without even realizing it, training the world to treat you as a resource, not a human being. Welcome to the Why Machine. There are 5 insidious patterns deeply ingrained in our modern psyche that are actively sabotaging your self-respect, dissolving your personal boundaries, and transforming you into everyone's preferred doormat. These aren't mere habits. They are profound psychological signals broadcasting to everyone around you that your time, your energy, and your inherent dignity are, frankly, worthless. But here's the truly mind-blowing part. The ancient Stoics, those titans of self-mastery, deciphered this paradox over 2 millennia ago. Figures like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus weren't just abstract thinkers. They were men who wielded immense influence and commanded profound respect, not by begging for it, but by embodying it. They grasped a fundamental truth that has been largely forgotten in our hyper-connected, people-pleasing age. Respect isn't something you earn through endless service. It is something you command through unwavering boundaries. Today, I'm going to unveil the 5 critical behaviors you must cease immediately if you want to shift from being merely convenient to truly valued. And, fair warning, when you start prioritizing yourself, some people will resent it. Good. That's a sign you're finally reclaiming your power. The first destructive pattern you need to eradicate is over-explaining your decisions to those who haven't earned an explanation. Every time you launch into a lengthy justification for your choices, defend your no, or provide a detailed thesis on why you can't fulfill a request, you are implicitly declaring to the world that you lack the inherent right to autonomy. Observe yourself the next time someone asks for something you don't wish to do. Instead of a clear, concise refusal, how often do you find yourself spiraling into an elaborate preamble? Well, I'd absolutely love to, but you see, I'm swamped with this project, and then there's that family commitment, so I really can't, perhaps another time. Stop. Just stop. You sound less like an adult making a decision and more like a child seeking permission for their own life. The insidious consequence of over-explanation is that you provide ammunition. Every reason you offer becomes an angle for them to exploit, an obstacle they can help you remove, or a weakness they can leverage. Oh, you're busy with work? This is just a quick 5-minute favor. You're tired? Don't be so lazy. You have other plans? Cancel them. This is far more important. Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Yet, each time you explain yourself to those who don't respect your sovereignty, you surrender that power. You teach them that your no is merely a negotiable maybe, awaiting the right argument. Individuals of genuine strength don't explain their boundaries. They enforce them. When you stop justifying, people stop questioning. Your no transforms from an opening bid into a final declaration. The second habit to abandon is becoming everyone's unpaid therapist. You know the role. You're the designated listener, the receptacle for every grievance, every complaint, every emotional dump. You absorb the same problems on repeat, offer advice that's rarely heeded, and effectively become a human trash bin for others' negativity. Here's the blunt reality. Most people aren't seeking solutions. They're seeking an audience for their drama. They call you not because you dispense brilliant wisdom, but because you are reliable, consistently available, and unlikely to challenge their narrative. You've transitioned from a friend to their emotional support animal. But consider the toll this takes on your own mental landscape. Each time you absorb another's negativity, you contaminate your own inner peace. You start your day invigorated, only to feel drained, frustrated, and pessimistic after a few phone calls filled with grievances. Their problems become yours. Their stress, your stress. Their chaos, your chaos. Seneca, ever the pragmatist, wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." You cannot forge your own mental resilience if you are perpetually burdened by the emotional weight of others. You cannot cultivate your own growth if you are constantly managing other people's crises. The solution is straightforward, though often uncomfortable. Stop being perpetually available for every emotional emergency. When someone begins to offload, gently redirect. That sounds incredibly challenging. What steps are you planning to take? Do not offer solutions. Do not absorb their emotions. Do not serve as their uncompensated therapist. The third pattern you must break is lending money and doing favors for those who never reciprocate. You know these individuals. Perpetually short on cash when the check arrives. Always needing help moving. Always facing an emergency that demands your time or money. Yeah. When you require assistance, they are conveniently swamped, financially strapped, or afflicted with a sudden case of amnesia regarding all your past generosity. When you continually assist those who offer nothing in return, you are subtly training them to perceive you as a utility, not a person. You are teaching them that your time holds no value, your money no worth, and your generosity no limits. You have become their personal ATM and uncompensated assistant. Psychologically, this dynamic is corrosive to relationships. Giving without receiving creates a profound imbalance, fostering an expectation of entitlement in them and a simmering resentment in you. They begin to anticipate your generosity rather than appreciate it, and you begin to feel used rather than valued. The relationship becomes a one-way transaction. Epictetus, who experienced the depths of servitude before rising to philosophical prominence, understood this implicitly. He taught that while you cannot control others' actions, you retain absolute control over your responses. By consistently giving to those who only take, you are, in essence, choosing to be enslaved by their selfishness. The Stoic approach champions reciprocal generosity. Extend help to those who uplift others. Lend to those who honor their debts. Offer favors to those who understand the give and take of true connection. Your generosity should be a recognition of good character, not a perpetual subsidy for self-absorption. The fourth habit to abolish is apologizing for your mere existence. Sorry to bother you. Sorry for asking. Sorry I'm here. You apologize for your opinions, your needs, your very presence. Stop apologizing for being a human being. You possess an inherent right to occupy space in this world, just like anyone else. Each unnecessary apology is a small, insidious act of self-betrayal. You are broadcasting to the world that your presence is an inconvenience, your needs are burdens, and your thoughts are likely erroneous. You are inadvertently training others to view you as someone undeserving of respect, precisely because you clearly do not respect yourself. And finally, the fifth thing you need to stop doing is seeking validation from those who clearly don't even like you. You relentlessly strive to prove your worth to individuals who have already dismissed you. You morph your opinions to fit the room, feign laughter at unfunny jokes, and agree with beliefs you don't hold. You perform a curated version of yourself, desperate for external approval. But here's what Marcus Aurelius understood that you are still learning. External validation is a drug that never truly satisfies. The more you chase the approval of others, the less you approve of yourself. The more you try to be universally liked, the more you lose touch with who you authentically are. You become addicted to the fluctuating opinions of others, drifting further and further from your own core values. Stoics do not apologize for their existence, nor do they require permission to hold their convictions. They understand that their inherent worth is not determined by a popularity contest. When you cease seeking external validation, you begin to cultivate an unshakable internal strength. When you stop apologizing for being your true self, people will finally begin to respect the person you truly are. So, what happens when you finally stop these 5 self-sabotaging behaviors? Initially, expect confusion. perhaps even anger. People have grown accustomed to your explanations, your emotional absorption, your one-sided generosity, and your apologetic presence. When you suddenly begin to act like someone who genuinely values themselves, expect significant pushback. Some will label you selfish for daring to establish boundaries. Others will accuse you of having changed. Embrace it. This resistance is proof that you are finally reclaiming your dignity and demonstrating that your worth is non-negotiable. This is the path to true respect, the ancient wisdom reawakened for the modern age. If you found this exploration of ancient wisdom helpful, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe to The Why Machine for more insights into lost history, philosophy, and hidden truths that can transform your life. Until next time, keep questioning, keep growing.